with a stage full of black thinkers and influencers for a historic conversation. America has never seen a stage full of black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's going down Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com. Once we reach capacity, you'll have to watch us on C-SPAN. But if you want to be in the room when we go live from Los Angeles, Tuesday, June 18th, head to KBLA1580.com right now to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. With KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your blast.
I'm Joe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm your dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turn-offs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is going to be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff? The child wasn't his, and you still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
How do you like the kiss? Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with a bad touch routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Joe Williams.
Reason and accountability.
The voice of reason.
We started to think about enlightenment. We try to divide it into two basic ideas about enlightenment. One is what I usually refer to as the small e enlightenment experiences. And these are the kinds of experiences that people have a number of times through their life. It may be kind of a sudden epiphany about how to resolve some problem at work or solve an issue with a relationship, some issue you've been working on for a long time, and you suddenly figure it out and you kind of understand things in a different way for the first time. But that's the little e experience, and the big E experiences are usually those experiences that are life-changing. They're mind-blowing. They change everything about the way you think about the world, about life, about death, about spirituality, whatever it is. It changes everything about who you are. For example, one of the experiences that people often have is a very profound sense of an intensity of the experience. The experience is the most powerful experience they have ever had. And if there's specific elements within it, if it's something that they've seen, if it's some vision of light or something like that, it's the most beautiful light that they've ever seen. It's the most beautiful music they've ever seen. It's the most intense feeling of love that they've ever seen. So whatever it is, it's this very, very powerfully intense experience. We can look at the areas of the brain that help us to determine which things in our lives are particularly important, are particularly intense to us. This usually occurs within an area of our brain called the limbic system, which is the emotional areas of our brain, particularly areas such as the amygdala and the hippocampus, which light up, they go crazy when something really important happens in our life. The limbic system also helps to write things into our memory. So when something happens in our life, thousands of things happen to us every day, we don't remember most of them because they don't trigger that kind of a response.
Pause.
But if
I have to jump in and add just a little bit more because he's talking about how memories are imprinted on the brain. And he mentioned the limbic system and two areas of the brain specifically, amygdala and hippocampus. Right? Amygdala is the emotional and anger center. Right? Where were you, Andy? Where were you September 11th, 2001?
I mean, what time?
When it went down.
When it went down, I was in the house, basically preparing for school. I was still in high school at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, normally I have the radio on. We had our local, one of the music stations on and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And the disc jockey was like, yo, turn on to the news right now. We just saw an airplane crash into the Twin Towers.
Boom.
So, boom. Turn on to the TV. You know what I'm saying? I see the first tower, up in smoke. And then literally 15 minutes later, you literally see the second plane live on TV crash into the other one.
Now watch this. The way your brain works, that's called a flashbulb memory. Because everybody in the world, it was so significant, everybody in the world be like, oh yeah, I know where I was. It's a flashbulb memory. And because of the amygdala, as well as the hippocampus, emotions help encode, and we're talking strong emotions, help encode memories on the brain. So guess what? How many 9/11s happened in your house growing up as a kid? Huh? How many planes hit the building in your house? Do you understand? Another flashbulb memory. 2020. COVID. Right? Everybody knew what went down. Do you understand? Everybody know. Wow, we all got shut down. Life changed immediately for 3 weeks, for 4 weeks. The streets were bare. Flashbulb memory. You got flashbulb memories that come from your mama. Do you understand? You got flashbulb memories that come from your dad. Do you understand? Nobody is free of wounds. The stronger the emotion, the stronger the memory. Because it's being recorded via the amygdala and the hippocampus. They're dealing with past memories. The hippocampus is dealing with present memories. Right? Do you guys remember the movie 50 First Dates? Hippocampus can't remember nothing new. Every day's a new day. But the emotions affect the memory. That's why psychological memory is so dastardly to us. That's why we're scared as hell in a relationship, because we don't want to relive what we learned to love first. Somebody go mean that. We don't want to relive what we learned to love first. Our normal is our first nightmare. I don't know who I'm ministering to tonight. I don't know who I'm talking to tonight. Did you hear it? Our normal is our first nightmare. I don't know who I'm ministering to. But somebody got to tap in and understand, when you start to climb what the Bible called Jacob's ladder, right? The Masons refer to Jacob's ladder to 32 degrees. Then the 33rd is the honorary degree, which is the crown chakra. When you start climbing Jacob's ladder of consciousness, if you're in a relationship with somebody that's not doing the work too, they will become envious of you, because they'll feel like you're leaving them even though you haven't declared it. The pursuit of self-actualization, enlightenment, and healing is often glamorized in spiritual circles as a journey of ease and bliss. However, the reality is far from the idyllic image. In fact, the path of self-realization is fraught with challenges, trials, and tribulations, or I call them trial stones, that can test the very core of one's being. That's where the dark night of the soul comes from. That's when you feel like you want to die. Yes, because it's an ego death. The ego is filled with your known, with your normal. Do you understand? One of the fundamental concepts that underpins the process of self-actualization is the idea of ego death. Ego death refers to the dissolution of the ego, the false sense of self that we construct to navigate the world. In order to truly realize our authentic selves, we must confront and release the limiting beliefs, fears, and attachments that the ego clings to. The process can be incredibly painful and disorienting, cognitive dissonance, as we are forced to confront the very foundations of our identity. Furthermore, The pursuit of self-actualization can lead to a sense of isolation and alienation from society. Listen, if you're not doing this kind of work, you're not going to feel lonely. The superficial things of life is going to make you comfortable. You're going to be all right with the Care Bears. You're going to be all right with cooking shows. You're going to be all right with Housewives of Gardena. You're going to be all right with Netflix and chill. You're going to be all right with the basics of relating. But advanced relating is advanced self-undoing. Somebody go mean that. Advanced relating is synonymous with advanced self-undoing. You don't want to undo yourself because your ego has fooled you into thinking you're perfect as you are. No one is perfect, but everyone can strive to be. No one is perfect, but everyone can strive to get in alignment with the divine spark that makes you unique and special. And when you get on that journey with somebody that met you 3, 4, 5 years ago, and they're not ready to get on that journey, conflict will arise in the relationship. Because to them, they're going to feel like they're losing you anyway. Let me get my caller in here. Yo, Reggie, Austin, Texas, long time no hear. Brother, get in here and cook with the rarest grease, brother.
Man, I just want to go back to something you said about 10 minutes ago about comparing light. And it really hit me, man. As far as, like, you asked who you were preaching to, you're preaching to me. As far as those elements, bro, all of those elements that make your light shine, I mean, like, really make it glow, are a premium. None of them are cheap. All of them are a premium. When you look at something like childlike innocence, the only way you can get to childlike innocence is to get to your attachment style. Because you're trying to get back to who you were. And it takes some work. It takes some, imagination. That's a premium. Concentration, that's a premium. Vulnerability, bro, that's premium. You can't compare any of those elements of yours to anybody else's. Your road is yours, and if somebody tries to rob you of your light, they can't, because it's molded to you, like it's welded to you. And even if they try to knock out your light, they can't fit your socket. It's yours.
They can't fit
you know
your
what I'm saying?
socket.
It's yours, bro. It's yours, and it's like and so all they can do is live in your shadow. That's all they can do. And maybe they can have some type of onus to find their own light. That's the best they can do. And I'm telling you, man, you can't compare yours to anybody else, and nobody is perfect. But you're trying to work through your stuff and be honest with yourself. And that's an authentic light that's shining. And when you get to that authentic light, you kind of sacrifice everything. I mean, I look at my life, man. I left a 6-figure job to go into ministry. I left a 6-figure job to go to divinity school to start at the bottom of ministry. You know what I'm saying? That was 10 years ago. And from then to now, it's crazy where we are. You know what I'm saying? But nothing could compare to the light that I have. And you don't have to see it from 50 miles away. I can see it from inside. And that's the best thing for me, man. That's the best thing for me. That's all I want to say, bro.
I love you, brother, and I appreciate you so
too,
much, man. Thank you. Austin, Texas is in the building. Hey, listen, Truemonger just said, innocence, is it ever really restored? Or should we embrace the grown light? Listen, every time you shed the skin of the old, you renew you. Innocence can be returned, but you got to become something different than what you were before.
Many people don't understand that. Every time you grow, you get a new piece of innocence. You get a new understanding. You get a new you. So many people are so afraid to let go of the old them, though, because those old wounds have become some of their best friends. When I come forward, the voice of reason is going back to the phone lines. You want to get in? All you got to do is call me 1-800-920-1580.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings will disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Hi, it's Tavis Smiley. First, thank you for your support of KBLA Talk 1580. We deeply appreciate you. So, I get asked all the time, Tavis, when are you going to bring back that State of the Black Union symposium you used to do? You know the one where you had all those black intellectuals on stage every year and everybody watched all day live on C-SPAN? Yeah, I know the one. Let's bring them back. Well, I am pleased to tell you that if you go to KBLA1580.com right now, you can sign up to be in the audience here in Los Angeles when we go back live on C-SPAN with a stage full of black thinkers and influencers for a historic conversation. America has never seen a stage full of black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's going down Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com. Once we reach capacity, you'll have to watch us on C-SPAN. But if you want to be in the room when we go live from Los Angeles, Tuesday, June 18th, head to KBLA1580.com right now to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. With KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your blast.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you and the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Watch out! You got me! The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Euphoria.
Them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. You're moving just like a degenerate. Heavy antique is feeling distasteful. I calculate you, not as calculated. I can even predict your angle. Fabricating stories on the family front, cause you heard Mr. Morale. A pathetic master manipulator. I can smell the tails on you now. You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU never had been your collection. I make music that electrify 'em. You make music that pacify 'em. I can double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Know you're a master manipulator and habitual liar too. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
Yeah, I'm out the way, I'm low, okay. Yeah, the island right here is remote, okay. I ain't thinking about no reaper, I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house, like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat, made his own voice in them types of late solo, okay. Everybody wanna be demons till they get chipped by your throwaway. And I might do a show a day. What's a lame? Always a lame. Oh, you thought the money, the power of fame will make you go away. Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, let's play. Have you ever walked your enemy down like with a poker face? Have you ever paid 500,000 like to an open case? Well, I have, and I felt that poke, but I came out straight.
I hate when I rap or talk about guns and somebody die, they turn into nuns and hop online like pray for my city. He faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer, he wanna be junior. They must have forgot the shit that they done.
As you experience deeper insights into the truth of who you are, sometimes your behavior can seem to get worse. It's a funny thing. Sometimes the behavior we think it's going to suddenly become very angelic and everything. And sometimes it seems to get worse even. One friend, she also was saying that I've always been a good person. She said that I've always been such a good person, very thoughtful, very polite and so on. But Muji, I am not. She said the other day she came out from the petrol station. She was driving out and she came out. A truck was coming down and he was kind of blocking, like.
I'm going to come back to him. Doing good deeds is not the same thing as being a good person. We can do good, but it is better to do nothing and be good. What is good to you? Right? What is good to you? Most of us, when we do something good, it is attached to the opiate known as acknowledgement, known as approval. Do you understand? Being good is not necessarily the same as doing good. Many times, what we do is merely a performance. If you're honest and you look at your relationships from an objective space, be honest. A lot of what you do is about what you receive from that deed. Whether it's acknowledgement, whether it's approval, appreciation, thanks, whatever. You rarely find somebody who does something because that's truly who they are. Do you understand? Go ahead, let it finish.
She was trying to intimidate him, you want to fight? Okay. I said, but I would not have normally done that. I'm too polite. I would not do that. And now I seem to also have less patience for people, like I would be responding much more kindly and so on. But now I find this behavior coming out, and I'm not a nice person. That's it. You're not a person at all, actually. Some reaction is taking place. Yeah. Maybe for so long you have been such kind and so, disciplined and correct in everything. And now something is flowered or burst open, and perhaps the opposite behavior seems to be. So you're not the bad one, and you're not the good one.
Yes.
You see?
Yes. Sometimes, before it gets better, it gets worse. Even when you're doing what's best for your soul. Come on, that was Muji, by the way. The Buddha said, "Be a light unto yourself." It is a phrase that means to live and shine through one's own knowledge, rather than borrowing knowledge from others or scriptures. It is also known as be your own light or be a lamp unto yourself. The Buddha said this as his final words, and it summarizes his teachings. He meant that people can only enlighten themselves through their own efforts, and that no guru can enlighten them. The phrase suggests that no one should follow others, and that imitation and following creates stupidity. It also means that people should be themselves and act through their own light. For example, one questions the light. Well, no, I'm not going to read that. I'm going to read Krishnamurti's version of it. That's the Eightfold Path, by the way, by the Buddha. But Krishnamurti said it this way. You have to be a light unto yourself, not the light of a psychologist, a professor, Jesus, Buddha, or a good heart. You have to be a light unto yourself in a world that is utterly becoming dark. Do you understand the significance of that? Listen, we run to the faux light of relationship to hide from the darkness of our very souls. We think the faux light of relationship, the false light of relationship will somehow illuminate the dark spaces that our shadow lives in. That's not going to work. Listen, light is attracted to light. Both visible light and invisible light is seeking its own kind. Dark light wants to commune with dark light. The dark light in you wants to commune with the dark light in somebody else. The visible light in you wants to commune with the visible light in somebody else. I don't think y'all understand the severity of what I'm saying. And when you start doing this kind of work, you're going to get ruffled. You're going to get triggered. Do you understand that? And if you start progressing a little bit ahead of your partner, they're going to start judging. They're going to start complaining. They're going to start feeling left behind. They're going to start bringing more negativity into the situation. We're together, but we have different missions. Your mission is to heal you, and my mission is to heal me, and we are to reflect that hurt and healing to each other so we can see our progress. When I come forward, the voice of reason, going back to the phone lines, we on fire tonight.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is traveling to Italy this week. The mayor, who was Black, leaves New York City on Thursday afternoon for Rome, where he'll be attending the second edition of the World Meeting on Human Fraternity. His office says he'll conduct meetings with leaders and stakeholders and will also travel to the Vatican City. Adams flies back to New York City on Monday, May 13th. The Office of Black Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison is charging 8 people in Rice County Court for taking part in a $2.6 million Medicaid fraud scheme. Ellison's office says the 8 co-conspirators used the stolen identities of hundreds of people to build the Medicaid program for services that the victims did not receive and that the co-conspirators did not provide. The suspects are charged with 67 felonies, including racketeering, felony theft, and identity theft. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary hair? Visit your local SoCal FS Cut and Color Salon today and let their team of expert stylists pamper you with affordable luxury. Get a free shampoo with every cut. Book your appointment today at fantasticsams.com.
Hi, it's Tavis Smiley. First, thank you for your support of KBLA Talk 1580. We deeply appreciate you. So, I get asked all the time, Tavis, when are you going to bring back that State of the Black Union Symposium you used to do? You know the one where you had all those black intellectuals on stage every year and everybody watched all day live on C-SPAN? Yeah, I know the one.
Let's bring them back.
Well, I am pleased to tell you that if you go to KBLA1580.com right now, you can sign up to be in the audience here in Los Angeles when we go back live on C-SPAN with a stage full of black thinkers and influencers for a historic conversation. America has never seen a stage full of black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's going down Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com. Once we reach capacity, you'll have to watch us on C-SPAN. But if you want to be in the room when we go live from Los Angeles, Tuesday, June 18th, head to KBLA1580.com right now to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. With KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your blast.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number and put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement. Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
City of Los Angeles tenants, verify your Emergency Renters Assistance Program status today if you applied for the program. Tenants approved for rental assistance are protected from eviction for non-payment of rent through May 31st, 2024. And it's illegal under law for landlords to refuse rental assistance to you based on your source of income. Refusing assistance can be used as an affirmative defense in an eviction case. So, check your application status now at housing.lacity.org. That's housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Lowe's knows pros need the right tools for every job. That's why we sell the largest in-store selection of Klein tools anywhere. Find new items launching exclusively at Lowe's, like the self-leveling laser level for just $159.98. Plus, shop the Connect socket set for just $49.98. Get Klein tools in-store and online today, because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. There's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Joe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
These talking out of their neck, don't put no coughing out of your mouth. I'm way too paranoid for a threat. Hey, let's get it, bro. DOT, the money, power, respect. The last one is better. Say yes, a lot of goofies with a check. I mean, I hope the sentiment's symbolic. My temperament bipolar, I choose dollar. Okay, let's get it up. It's time for him to prove that he's a problem. clicking up, but can't not be legit, no 40 water. Tell 'em, yeah, get up with me. Sneak this, the first person shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches. I crash out like rap this nutty null if I had to. Got 2 keys with me. I'm snatching chains and burning tattoos. It's up, locking many soldiers, not to play it safe. If he walk around with that stick, it ain't Andre DK. Think I won't drop the location. I still got PTSD. Mother, the big 3. It's just big me. I'm really like that. And your best work is a life pack. Prince outlived Mike Jack. All your dogs getting buried. That's a K with all these 9s. He gon' see Pet Cemetery.
Something that can really change your life is the understanding that a higher energy is always trying to help you. When we're in our ego, we ask these questions like, what do I do? How do I do this? And what we don't understand is we're actually interrupting things that are trying to happen that we can't see. You know, when you're at what do I do, you're always looking at an egoic, difficult circumstance that you think that you need to fix. But every second, if you would get present, you would notice that there's things trying to offer help to you. There's things trying to offer support. There's things trying to expand you, whether it's people or an idea. There's always a higher that's trying to help you. It's a big practice to start to move beyond the ego and start to see everything as in service. You can even see things that don't align with you as trying to propel you up, things that people think of.
Pause it. See everything as in service. You guys remember last year sometime I did a show? Nothing really happened to you. It happened for you. Nobody really wants to see it that way. Everybody wants what they want. I'll give you an example, Krishnamurti. You pursue pleasure, you're inadvertently pursuing pain because they're inextricably connected. No, I'm gonna keep pursuing pleasure and getting pleasure until pain shows up, and then I'm going to make it seem as if they're not related or connected. They're two sides of the same coin. For every action, there is an equal yet opposite reaction. The pursuit of pleasure is inevitably the pursuit of pain. What is a soft life? Pleasurable. What is peace? Oh, I just want peace. That's pleasure. Right? Y'all thought mindfulness was pleasurable until you get into your mind. When you get into that storage dump you call a mind, you're going to see all of the darkness, all of the wounds, all of the pain, all of the, hurt, betrayal, dissatisfaction, dukkha. You're going to see it. And it's not going to be as pleasurable as you think it is or as it should be. Do you understand? Let's get these callers in here. Truemonger, Dallas, Texas, you've been on the longest. Get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Yo, what up, man?
What up, bro?
Oh, man.
I'm on one on a Monday. You know how I get out.
Already. It's something we all struggle with, yeah. But it's necessary, especially if you're willing to grow, if you want to grow. A lot of people want to avoid it, and they'll do whatever they got to do to avoid it. Mm-hmm. They'll find whatever distraction they have, deflect as much as they can. I'm like, hey, you can keep doing that, but it's going to eventually show up in your face and it's not going to move. And what you going to do then? Because, I struggled with it for a long time. I was always questioning everything, like, why is this happening? Why is that happening? And once I really stopped doing that, got my emotions under control about whatever the situations were, the answers were starting to come from those questions. And I was like, the answer was in the questions anyway. But it's a process to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're really trying to embrace the lessons, it's a process. It's not. And most of the time, it's going to be ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going through change, and change don't always feel good. It's not going to be the ideal image that you think it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And once you really start to embrace that and you accept the challenges that come along with that, you're going to look like an adversary to some people.
Ooh. Wait. No. You're going to look like an adversary to some people?
Mm-hmm.
Say more.
Because once especially if they're actually around you and they see that you're doing the self-work, and it doesn't always look pretty.
Mm-hmm.
At times it's going to look like you're being mean or you're just angry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, this is just some stuff I'm dealing with. I might not be able to explain it at that moment. And you won't be able to figure it out until I figure it out most of the time. Now, if you really 10 toes down, if you with me or around me for me, you're going to understand that I'm going through that process. And ideally, y'all would think you'd be going through that self-growth process yourself. It's not going to look the same because we're two individuals that are together really on different journeys. Because your story is not my story and vice versa. We're just embracing it together. But once you get to the point where your growth makes you insecure and offends them, in a way you just got to leave them where they're at. Especially if they're not trying to understand what you're dealing with.
Come on, man. Come on.
Because they're gonna have to figure it out for themselves at whatever pace they're growing in.
Facts. Guess what you just did, man? I mean, goodness. Guess what you just did, my brother?
Just brought Dallas in the building.
Dallas, Texas is in the building. You already know what it is. Hey, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we going to Houston, Texas. Oh, I got time? Let's get Houston, Texas up in here. Attila, get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Oh, yes.
Hi.
What's happening?
Okay, so so much. So much. I'll tell you about that later. But nonetheless, I made a comment in the chat and I said, wisdom doesn't mean being jaded either. You can have your experiences without the negativity attached to them. Really, I think we are too close to our own situations in order to even pursue enlightenment. We don't even know that's the answer half of the time. You have to be You have to be brave enough to look crazy in front of people who lack courage. There's really no way around that.
Wait,
if you're trying to maintain...
No.
Sorry?
Stop. We got to unpack that. You got to be brave enough to look crazy in front of people who lack courage. What could you possibly mean? I have my thought, but Lord, tell me.
I mean, essentially, when it comes to choosing you and choosing what is your highest good, your enlightenment, it is going to look crazy. You may end up at a fork in the road where you have a decision, and it may seem like the moment is about the decision, but the moment is not about the decision. It's about the effect of that decision. And part of those effects is freeing yourself and freeing other people around you. And so you can't really be afraid of looking crazy, of what people might think, how they may be perceiving it, because it's really about how you perceive it.
And they lack the courage to be engulfed in the process that you're in, which is having the courage to take the step towards looking crazy. Keep going.
Correct. So that's the first part. But the second part is, I think after you go through something like that, there's going to be some wounds, I think, that you incur because of that, or rather further opening of the wounds that you already have. Meaning, if I'm struggling with a worthiness wound and I'm doing something that is out of the norm, the people who have given me that worthiness wound, so to speak, they're not going to do anything but continue to dig in that wound, right? Because that's all they know to do. That is the program. That is the code that your relationship is running on with that individual. So, you see what I'm saying? So, essentially, I think you have to get to a place where you rewrite it. But first, you have to rewrite yourself, rewrite your own code in order to rewrite the code that is associated with your relationships with other people. And so I think that you can run the risk of, how do I say this, missing your moment of enlightenment or your moment of getting the message or the download because you are attached to the negativity of the other people around you. And so, or rather what it is that they're trying to project to you. And I think that you could even argue that that is your own inner adversary that is acting out from them. So I say all that to say it's a little rounded about. But I say all that to say, like, I think that we really should encourage each other to move forward, because I don't think that the things that we're talking about are something that a lot of people are seeking, number one. But number two, a lot of people are just not going to understand. And I think you have to find people who don't necessarily need the answer to the question why all the time. And they're okay with just being, with it just being there.
Man, Attila, guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. We appreciate it. If you want to bring your city in the building, call me, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we got Pensacola, Florida, and Mountain View, Hawaii.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk
1580. I can see your insecurities written all on your face. So predictable your words, I know what you're gonna say. Who you fooling or you assuming you can just come in hand with the homies, but your level of realness ain't the same. Circus acts only attract those that entertain. Small talk, we know that it's all talk. We live in the laugh factory every time they mention your name. Ask whether sex to impress me. Ask whether money bags to impress me. Say you got the bonus dash to impress me. It's all in your head, homie. Ask where the blood gets to impress me. Ask where the drug gets to impress me. Ask where that only upsets me. You sound like the best on me. You ain't gotta lie to kick it, my. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie to kick it, my. You ain't gotta try so hard. You ain't gotta lie to kick it, my. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie to kick it, my.
And for many, the beginning of spiritual awakening is to realize that there is this stream of continuous commentary in their minds. And that is to think, oh, that's interesting. That's a thought, of course. But before the thought, that's interesting, there's the recognition. It's the voice in the head. And the recognition is not the voice in the head, although you might say it after the recognition. But in the moment of recognizing there's a voice in the head, that's not a thought. The recognition of thought is not a thought. The recognition of thought comes through awareness or presence. And awareness or presence is the higher consciousness, the arising new consciousness. Wow. So that is really the meaning of spiritual awakening. By the way, in this first half of our gathering, I will be talking more.
Man, Eckhart Tolle, author of The Power of Now. We got callers. We got a short amount of time, so make it short and sweet. I got to jump right to Nzinga, Pensacola, Florida. Jump in here.
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Yes.
So, kind of what the gentleman was saying, I think communication is key when you are looking to ascend or, you're going through enlightenment, because since awareness comes suddenly, a lot of times people want to jump to change and fix things, and their partner's kind of left to scramble. So maybe explaining what you're feeling and what you're going through and the things you want to change can be helpful, so that way your partner won't feel a distance or won't feel like you're going apart or trying to leave. Because I think sometimes that's what happens when somebody is going through enlightenment.
I love it. Nzinga, we love you. Thank you for bringing Pensacola, Florida in the building. We appreciate you. Appreciate. Love. Let me get my brother John. Mountain View, you're the final caller of the night, brother. Please get in here and give us your brief commentary on tonight's topic.
Embrace the suck.
Here we go. Say it again.
Embrace the suck.
The suck.
Everything in life, if it's got something to do with work, it sucks. If you're going to go through it, it sucks.
Right.
If you got to suffer through it, it sucks.
Right.
But embrace it. You only get better when you continue to do it, and then it won't suck no more.
Look at that. Come on, man. Hawaii out there on fire, literally. Kilauea. Let's go, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for reaching out. Nothing but love to you. You brought Hawaii in the building, Mountain View. Again, I just need you guys to understand, like, we want to start these conversations. We want to keep having these conversations. Relationships are not superficial. We try to make them superficial so we can escape from inner work. The inner work is the key to everything. I remember when my son tore his ACL, and the doctor, Dr. Bowers out of UCLA, basically said, yes, my job is important, reattaching the ligament. He said, but the key to his recovery will be the type of rehab he gets. He said everything is predicated on the rehab. And fortunate for us, we linked up with an amazing ACL rehab specialist, probably the best in the world at it, and literally it made him even more explosive than he was before. Sometimes, man, we put so much emphasis on the injury that we don't realize that the rehab has more importance. The rehab is the work of self-realization. The injury may have happened in childhood, but once you get the proper rehab, once you really buy into rehab, once you go head over heels commitment into rehab, you can change the trajectory of the course of your athletic life as an athlete, but also of your spiritual life. Once you tap into, yes, I was hurt, but that's okay. Yes, I was wounded, but that's okay. The wound is filled with spiritual jewels. The great Krishnamurti said it this way: to be aware is to watch your body, the way you walk, the way you sit, the movements of your hands. It is to hear the words you use, to observe all your thoughts, all your emotions, all your reactions. It includes awareness of the unconscious with its traditions, its instinctual knowledge, and the immense sorrow it has accumulated. Not only personal sorrow, but the sorrow of man. You have to be aware of all of that. And you cannot be aware of it if you are merely judging, evaluating, saying that this is good and this is bad. This I will keep and this I will reject. All of that which only makes the mind dull and insensitive. I love y'all. We started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. I'll see you tomorrow with another slapper.
Sneaking through the back window, I'm a good pill. So I made a flower for you out of cotton just to chill with you. You know I go the distance. You know I'm 10 toes down, even if that's a listen. Cover your ears, he about to mention complexion.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Moore.